Hey everyone, good morning. Oh, on tune, Elisa. That just came out of nowhere. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for a couple of you to hop on because I know that there's quite a few of you that are gonna want to see this, hear this. I know there's a few of you that are watching the replay. Hey Curtis, so this first is first. If you're here, I've got some fluff flying in front of me. If you're here, let me know that you're here. Say hi, send me some love, let me know where you're from. We are going to talk about possibly one of my favorite subjects in the world, money. Alright, we're going to talk money today. Now, I have been wanting to do this live stream for a while because there are a lot of things, not a few things, there are a lot, hey Kaylee, how you going? There are a lot of things that I personally want to clear up around money and money mentality, your money blueprint, you know, why you do or don't have money in your life. All of the above, right? I really want to talk about money and have an open conversation and tell you some real home truths about money, okay? And why maybe you don't have it, why it causes so much stress for you, why it causes you anxiety, why it causes you so much fear. Now, alright, let's get comfortable. I'm going to get comfortable because I haven't planned what I'm going to say. You guys know me, I don't normally plan what I'm going to say. I just normally have a good idea roughly around what it is I want to talk about, and then I get on and I just start talking. So, alright, let's talk about money. Firstly, I want to make something really clear, okay? You guys know that I share a lot about my money wins, and you know, when I've had my biggest month in business financially and all of that. And the first thing I want to make really, really clear when it comes to money is that make no mistake, all right? Money is not going to make you happy. All right, let's just get that out there and make sure that everyone understands that. Money is not something that's going to make you happy. And if you're doing anything in your life for money because you think it's going to make you happy and money is the reason that you're doing it, you're going to be chasing happiness and fulfillment for the rest of your life. This is why I want to explain to you why I do share my financial wins, why I do love money, and why I think money is such an epic thing. It is such an epic resource that we've had in society that's been around for eternities, and money's mistreated. Money is so mistreated, it's not funny. And if this live stream can change just one of you when it comes to the way you feel about money and the way you think about money and why you might struggle with money in your life and why you fear money so much, then this live stream was worth it. So if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, leave me any questions that you have around money. You know, let me know if there's something in particular you're struggling when it comes to money. Leave your questions below and I'm going to answer them for you, whether it's live, whether it's on the replay. Money causes so much anxiety for people and so much fear. And as I just said, money is not going to make you happy. And if you think that money is going to make you happy, like I said, you're going to be forever chasing happiness. For a very long time in my life, for as long as I can remember, money was, in my eyes, the devil, right? It did cause me anxiety. It did cause me immense amount of fear. It would make me feel trapped. I felt in so many ways that money controlled me. Because when you think about it, money does dictate what we can and can't do on a daily basis. And I strongly, firmly believe that this is why, let me just close this door because I feel like this is going to be a distraction. Give me a sec. All right, I'm back. Where was I? Yeah, I feel that this is why money causes so much anxiety for people because it does, right? It does cause so much anxiety for people because it does control what we do, right? How much money we have does dictate what we can do as a human being. It dictates what we can buy, it dictates what we can eat, it dictates what we can wear, where we can live, everything. It does, it dictates everything. But that's not the problem. The problem isn't the fact that money dictates what we can and can't do. The problem is how we look at money and how we feel when it comes to money. And when we grow up, we develop how we feel about money, what we believe around money, because we're listening and watching what our parents do, what our relatives do, what the older people in our lives, the people that are the biggest influence to us. We watch what money does for them. We watch how they handle money. We watch and listen to how they feel when it comes to money. And as a result, that's how we feel when it comes to money. Now, that's not through any fault of their own. That's not because they're doing it wrong or they're bad people. That's how they've been brought up. So they're just doing what they know, right? So the key is, the trick is, when it comes to money, is to know what you believe and then choose to cultivate beliefs that are going to serve you, that are going to feel abundant, that are going to give you the financial freedom that you need. Because let's face it, money is not real. Money is very much real. Money is energy. Everything is energy. Now, I know that if you've been, diving into money for a while, or if you've done, money trainings and money mindset, because there's heaps of them going around, a lot of courses, right? You'll hear people say all the time, money is energy, but it is. We are living in a universe, in a world where everything is energy, and you receive what you are an energetic match for. Now, money isn't a bad thing, regardless of what you may think, regardless of what it represents to you. Just because you may not have the money to do what you want to do doesn't mean money is a bad thing. It doesn't mean money is evil. Just because you may not have the money to eat what you want to eat doesn't mean money is a bad thing, right? Just because you have debt doesn't mean money is a bad thing. I really want you guys to understand this thing. It's actually not even about money, right? The conversation I'm getting to, the punchline here, it's not actually about money. That's really the punchline that I'm getting at, right? You have to decide what money means to you, what money represents to you. When you can get into the feeling of money just is, it's not good or bad, money was actually put here for you to do the things that you want to do, then you start to look at it very differently. You start to look at your debt differently. You start to look at what you can and can't do differently. You start to look at the world differently when you can look at money as just a thing, a resource, a vehicle that gives you opportunity. Because if we want to be real here, money was put here in the first place as a resource to be used for good. It was put here so that you and I, people like you and I, everyday people, could actually do good with it. And as I said earlier in the live stream, the reason why so many people have fear around money is because it does dictate what we can and can't do. And let's be real, there are people out there doing not so good things with money. And I get that too. And when we look at that, when we observe that, when we look at the most powerful people in the world and what they do with money, I totally understand why so many of us feel fear around money. And this is why I wanted to do this live stream, because as much as I think that people are getting it, as much as I think that people are slowly understanding, and I'm seeing your questions, I'm going to come back and answer them. As much as I think that people are slowly starting to get it, and we are, I do believe there are people out there that are getting it, that we need to drastically change the way we feel around money. If money is going to start working for you and for me and for us as a society, whilst I think there are people out there that are getting it, when I go about my everyday life and when I read certain things on Facebook and social media, it still blows my mind how many people still don't get it. It blows my mind how many people still think money is the root of all evil and that money is such a bad thing. It's like people think money is this dirty thing, and I used to be one of these people. I get it. I used to hate money. I used to despise it. Now, I have nothing but love for money, which is why month by month by month, the more I change my money story, the more I change how I feel towards money, money changes the way it feels towards me, which is why every month I'm able to earn more and more and more. Because I look at the deep core beliefs around money. Every time I need to pay a bill, every time I go to the shop and need to buy things, every time there's something that I want to buy, every time I need to give money, money is an exchange of value. Every time I go to give money, I notice my thoughts. I notice where I'm at. Every time I need to pay a bill, do I have any fear? Is there any fear currently that's coming up? How am I going to get money to pay this? How am I going to get the money to do that? Am I going to have enough money to do that in the future? Am I going to have enough money to do this? Whenever I notice, and this comes down to self-awareness, right? Whenever you notice, when you hand money over, or if you're in a conversation where it's, you've got to exchange money or you've got to give money, or if money comes up in your conscious mind, you need to become aware of where is your default going to? What are the things that you're telling yourself when it comes to money? There's never enough to go around. I'm not going to have enough to pay this bill, or I'm not going to have enough to be able to go and do this thing that I want to do. Or every time I have money, it goes again. Money's not going to come to me consistently, or I can't maintain large amounts of money, or I'm not good at saving, or, if I pay this bill, then I'm going to be left with no money for months or weeks or days, right? Notice, become really, really aware of every time you feel fear around money. And I want you to bring yourself back to this, okay? I want you to remind yourself that if money was not good or not bad, money just was. And we are the ones that determine how we feel towards money. And there was no reason, because there was no reason to feel scared towards money. What would you do differently? How would you feel towards money? What would you start to shift? What would feel better? If you could start feeling differently towards money, what are the things that you would say that feel better than what you are currently telling yourself? Because this whole conversation is about, and I don't like using the word consciousness, but it is really in a lot of ways. This conversation is about really you understanding that you need to work with money. If you're going to have more money in your life, to be able to do more good and have more good, and to give more and to have more, you need to become really real about where you're at when it comes to money and how you actually feel towards it. And the way we start doing that, when I work with clients around changing their money story and what they believe to be true around money, I go right back to where did they feel fear around money? Where in their past did they watch money cause heartache between people? Where did they watch money cause arguments? Or where in their past could they not do something because of money? Where in their past did money leave them feeling so scared and vulnerable and fear and full of anxiety? We need to understand that money is not evil. It's not a bad thing. And like anything, if you pour hate into a human being, what are you going to get in return back from that human being? You're going to get back hate. you're not going to have connection. You're not going to have abundance. Guys, money is exactly the same. I am still on my journey of money, and you know, I honestly feel in 2017, today, where I am right now, I have never loved money more, and for all the right reasons. Like I said, this is not about, you know, greed. And this is the other thing. People think we need to get out of this mindset, because I grew up thinking this way as well, that people with money were greedy. People with money were just selfish, and, you know, they were bad people. They didn't do anything good with it. Or people that had nice cars and nice houses, if they spoke about it, they were materialistic. Do you understand? Every time you put out these words, every time you think this way around money, you are putting out there money is a bad thing, and you are literally just putting a wall between you and money. That's the truth. Every time you look at another person who has money and you have evil thoughts, or you have jealousy, or you say things that are envious, you're putting a block between you and money. Every time you know, every time you have a bad thought, or you say things that are, you know, just nasty, negative, scarce mentality, fear-based around money, you are putting up a block. My job, and one thing that I really, really want to do for so many people that I work with, is I want people to start understanding that money just is. Yes, it gives us the ability to do things in life, absolutely. But my whole conversation around money is for people to literally fall in love with it, and to know that you are worthy of however much money you desire. And when money is in your hands, when money is in the hands of a good person, there is no reason why we should feel fear and guilt around that. Because the more money you have, the more good you can do. These are the things you have to start affirming to yourself. Don't base your money story off what you see other people do with money, or how you see other people feel around money. If you don't have the money that you want in your life, it's because your internal blueprint, the way you're wired to feel about money, it's not serving you. I'm going to go back and read Kaylee's comment. Let me have a look. Why do you think people who are younger and less educated can make $10,000 a month businesses, yet some of us who are a lot more knowledgeable and have more skills to have that income and business struggle? Let me see if I can have a look at that comment. And guys, if you've got questions around it, please let me know. Oh, that was the end of your comment. Okay, so why do you think people younger and less educated make 10K a month? Do you know why? And I'm gonna, this is the truth to this question. Because younger people, even people, you know, our age, I'm 29, so even people my age, the younger generation, the truth is they have so much more belief in themselves than what even my generation and older did, right? It's the belief. It's not even so much entitlement. And I will say that a lot of the younger generation, there are a lot of them that do feel entitled, but it's the belief. It's the tenacity. Because money is very much around belief as well. Remember, I always say your money blueprint has got everything to do with how you feel around money. And let's be truthful here, right? The younger people have a lot more get-go and a lot more belief in themselves than a lot of even my generation and older did. They're growing up in an era where money is actually probably becoming more acceptable because we're having conversations like this. They don't have the years and years and years and years of wiring like we did. And they're more focused on their ambition. They're more focused on serving because as we know, the more we give, the more we serve, the more we stay in our zone of genius and come from a place of impact and serving and value. That's like a key takeaway here, a little golden nugget if you want to write this down. The more value we give, the more we serve, the more we stay in our zone of genius, the more money we make. And it's almost like a false sense of entitlement that these younger kids have. And it's actually working in their favor because they're more focused on pursuing their passion and their interest, because we're living in a world now where that's becoming more acceptable to do that. Whereas when we were back at school, we've got a lot more unlearning to do, because even at 29 years of age, when I was at school, it really, entrepreneurship and following your passion, following your dreams, that was still not really a thing. And I'm not even old. I'm only 29, for goodness sake. Like, that was still not a thing when I was at high school. Like, entrepreneurship, following your passion. No. Like, you've got to go to uni and get a degree and then go and stay in a job for the rest of your life, 9 to 5. That's what you have to do. But the thing is I knew for a very, very long time that wasn't me. In fact, my whole life I knew that wasn't me. That's not who I am. Which is why I am where I am now, which is why I do run my own business, because and that's a different conversation for another day, right? I was never wired to work for someone else, the 9 to 5 grind. That's just not who I am. But I truly believe that's what it is, Kaylee, is that people these days, the younger kids that are coming up these days, are so focused on impact and purpose and following what they love that the money is just a byproduct of that. And this is how the rest of us need to think, right? This is honestly how the rest of us need to start to think. They have so much belief, and maybe it's somewhat false belief, but it works for them. They have so much belief in what it is they want to do and what it is they're pursuing, and they follow that, and they're out there growing Instagrams of thousands of millions of followers and YouTube channels, and they're making money. And it's funny you say that, because I was having this conversation with my partner Chet the other day. I was saying, you know what? Don't ever anyone come to me and say it's not possible to make thousands and millions of dollars when you're young, because there are a shitload of teenagers out there, young teenagers, 20-year-olds in their early 20s, making more money than the average person in corporate. And you know what the difference is? They're doing what they love. You cannot make money when you're doing what you hate. Remember? Scarcity, lack. This is why so many people out there are in corporate jobs and sinking in debt and hate money, and it's the root of all evil, and it's, you know, there's never enough, and they're like, it's terrible. Money is such a terrible thing because they're not doing what they love. They've got the wrong energy when it comes to money. So money is not ever going to find them. Instead of pursuing what they love and believing that money is a byproduct of their service, they stay somewhere they're not happy. And they continue to run with these beliefs around money. They continue to despise people with money and wonder why they don't have it. We need to start changing how we all feel towards money, because I can tell you, even when you don't have it, or when you don't have the money that you would like, I can promise you, if you can even learn to love it then, like a human being, right? Think of it like a human being that can't give anything to you, but you just pour love into that human being, you're going to end up getting something back from that person, whether it's big or small. Start pouring love into it, right? I saw another comment come up. Money is nothing more than a set of beliefs. Yep, your leadership, your skill set, and the amount of leverage you can create in your mindset. You are, so it's your world. Yeah, I mean, this is what I was saying, you know, I really want you guys to get this, okay? For a very long time, up until probably 12 months ago, did I really and truly feel a shift within, like a cellular shift. I'm not talking about a surface level shift. I'm talking about cellular shift. Really and truly, up until about 12 months ago, maybe even possibly less. I'm being honest, maybe even possibly less than that. Did I truly feel a shift in my energy and how I felt towards money to the point that now, honestly, it doesn't matter how much I do or don't have on a monthly, weekly, daily basis, I feel nothing but love for it. Do you know why? Because I don't have to be scared of it. I know better now to know that if I can pour love into money and focus on, you got to do the work, right? You have to do the internal work. And this is what I was saying a bit earlier on. You have to be able to recognize whenever you have some sort of fear come up around money, you have to be able to recognize that. The problem is people don't take the time to recognize it. They feel it and they go on about their day, and that's that. But the difference is, the thing that I started doing, journaling, you guys know I'm doing a workshop on that tomorrow night. I'll talk about that a bit later on, right? But when I started to take note of every time I felt fear around money, and then I changed that, I shifted that, I reframed that to, why have I got fear? There's no reason to be scared of money. If I can understand the story I'm telling myself here, that, you know, it's not going to come to me in time, or that's going to be too expensive, or I'm not going to be able to do that, and I really need to. Guys, you know, last week I did a live stream about it briefly. I have invested in my next mentor thousands of dollars, more than I have ever invested in myself before. And it was probably one of the first times I put that money down and I just went, I feel so okay with this, because I literally have no fear around money. I have no fear around it, because I choose to have the belief that the more I invest in myself, the more money I get back. The more value I give, the more of an impact I make, the more money I get back. I choose to believe that the more money I have, the better I can do, the better, I can be a better human, I can give more. Whereas so many people believe the opposite, because that's how we're wired. Just by default, through no fault of our, parents, it's never intentional, or, aunties, uncles, people that we're around when we're younger, they're not doing it to give you this warped, evil perception of money. That's been their experience. But do you know what? You are allowed from this moment forward to have a different experience around money. You can choose to, and it feels uncomfortable. But you have to be willing to get really uncomfortable. You have to be willing to love money when you've got none. I'm going to say that again. You have to be willing to love money when you've got none. You have to be willing to, keep money when you've got millions. It's never about the money. Remember I said this is the whole punchline. It's never about the money. This is about your level of consciousness around money. Money just is. The problem is, most of society have the most warped, negative, unreal perception around it. And they wonder why they don't have any, or why they're constantly in lack. If you hate on something, do you think it's going to love on you? I don't care whether it's a piece of paper or a human being. That is fact. If you hate on something, it's not going to love on you back. So everyone that's out there, all of you that are swimming in debt, here's another thing. Why don't you even start to look at debt differently? Why don't you start pouring love into debt? That it was a choice, a conscious choice that you made. Remember, it's never the money, it's what you choose to do with it, but somehow money ends up being the punching bag because we don't take responsibility. What if you chose to look at debt as just something that you just chose to pay it off over time? Do you guys get where I'm getting at here? Send me some love, send me some yeses if you've had a few aha moments in this live stream, whether you're watching the replay or not. Send me your questions. What are your questions around money? Why do you have so much fear around it? I can honestly say the biggest tool that I have used when it comes to shifting the way I feel around money is the journaling. It's being so self-aware of when money is bringing fear up for me, because you can feel it, right? I can see the loves, awesome. You can feel it. You know when money is bringing up fear for you. The key is, your job is to go, right, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling fear. I'm linking money to fear in this moment. It's come up for me. So what am I telling myself right now in this moment around money? Recognize it. Go deep. Where is the fear coming from? What is the belief that you're currently telling yourself? Then you have to go in and consciously change that belief. Even if it's not in your reality, and that's the hard part. People can't fathom or reason or put logic into, why am I going to tell myself that I have money when I don't? Because that's not the point. The point is the fact that you don't have money. The point is, you need to change how you feel around money if you're going to give money a clear path to find you. And that's the key. If there's one tool that you can take away from this that is going to drastically start to change how you feel around money and the money that you do and don't receive, it is the journaling. Like I said, it's being so aware in the moment. When you're feeling fear around money, when it's bringing up so much angst for you, there's a story attached to that. You can't feel that angst and worry and fear if there isn't an underlying subconscious story attached to that. So look at it. Look at it in the face. Ask yourself, why am I scared? Why am I fearful about this bill that I've got coming up next week? Why am I fearful about putting money down on this, bag or coach or whatever it is? Why am I fearful about going out to lunch with friends? What is it? Okay, I'm scared that I'm going to have to spend money on food. Or I'm feeling like I don't have enough money to go out and have lunch with these people. Get honest with yourself. Get to the story that you're telling yourself and then go, okay, so where is that coming from? Where is that belief coming from? Well, when I was younger, we were taught never to spend money on the things that you want, only on what you need. We were taught that, going out and spending money at restaurants, in cafes, is wasting money. That's not what I was taught, but I'm saying if that's your belief, right? There is always an underlying belief, and you've carried it with you your entire life. It's your money blueprint. It's your subconscious wiring. And your subconscious wiring is dictating how much money you have on a daily basis. So if you feel guilt around going out and buying the things that you want, where does that come from? When you were a kid, did your parents say to you, you shouldn't spend money on the things that you want? That's wasting money. That's selfish. What is it? Where is it come from? If you can peel back the layers, I worked with a client over a 3-week period about a month ago just on her money story. Just on her money story. And in 3 weeks, she removed over $10,000 worth of debt. And not only that, she was like, I don't even know where the money came from or how I did it. And I said, easy, you changed your energy. You changed how you felt around money over 3 weeks. And money found you. Money found you. It's being grateful for the little bits of money that we receive. All right? So if you guys have any questions, I'm going to open this up right now for you. All right? Let me know if you've got questions. If you're watching the replay, if you're watching me live, leave your questions now. Now is your chance to ask me. If you have a burning question around money, ask it to me right now and I will answer it. If you're watching the replay and you have a question around money, ask me and I will answer it. That's what this is for. What I really want you guys to understand is that I'm no different to you. All right? I am no different to you. I felt the way a lot of you feel around money for so many years. So many years. And it took me a while to change that. but I did it through doing the internal work. And the reason I want to share this with you is because I want you to know that I'm not going to say the cliche, you know, well, if I can do it, you can do it, even though that's true. But I want you to understand it's possible. That's what I want you guys to get here, that it is possible to change completely how you feel around money and how money works for you. Completely. But you need to do it through the internal work. That's where it starts. All right? And you have to be willing to look at it differently. It's amazing what has opened up for me, and not just for me, but my partner, when I shifted completely how I felt around money. Your entire world will start to change. And it's funny what happens when you pour love into something. Really funny what happens. You know, when you pour love into plants, they grow. Because everything is energy, like I said, whether it's a piece of paper or a human being. And if you aren't aware of the energy you're giving something, and you're giving it negative energy, don't expect to get something positive in return. All right? I am going to hop off this in a minute. If any of you, if you don't have questions, and I'm going to hop off. If you think of something, come back. If this has helped you, I want you to let me know what's been your biggest takeaway. Marianne says, so if you really have, sorry guys, I just had a call. So if you really have no money, but change your way of thinking about money, money will find you. Marianne, you got it. You've got it. The reason money is not finding you, or finding any of you for that matter, it's because you're not giving it permission. You aren't giving it permission. Guys, the other day, right? The other day, I can't remember what happened, but money can come from you and find you in the weirdest of places, places that you would not even think. When you give it a clear path, when you give it permission to find you. Money is a byproduct of you, essentially, right? The other day, where were we? My partner was, that's right, he was out and he left his card at home. His card at home, and he wanted to get a coffee. And I said to him, so basically he didn't have a card to get any money on him. And he wanted to get a coffee, wanted to get something to eat. And I said, just put it out there. I said, just put it out there that you want $20 cash. Guys, I'm not even lying here. If he was sitting next to me on the couch here, he would tell you this. Hand on my heart, cross my heart, this is what happened, right? I said, just put it out there. Just get into the energy of receiving, that it's already yours, all right? There's so much more I could say around money, but I've said so much. I said, get into the energy of receiving. It's already yours, because you can't have something if you don't already believe it's yours. I said, money will find you in abundance, limitless amounts, if you choose to, and you'll only receive what you're a match for. I said, just put it out there that you want $20 cash. Just put it out there. He went to the property where he was working at, parked the car, got out of the car, walked around to the other side of the car to grab his suitcase, and there was $20 note underneath his tire. He called me and he was almost flipping out, doing backflips. He thought I had put some magic spell out there, right? Guys, this is no word of a lie. This is the honest truth. He got out of the car, went around, there was a $20 note underneath his tire. This is how easily money finds you when you just get into the energy of it's already mine. It's already mine. I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about it. When you don't have money, here's the thing. When you have a bill coming up, a responsibility that you need to pay for, and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know how I'm going to pay this. I don't know where the money is going to come from. Get into the energy of money is just always working for me. It just is. I don't need to worry about how I'm going to get it or where it's going to come from, because I know it's already mine. Tell yourself, ask yourself, why do I believe that it's not going to come to me? Why do you believe that it's not going to come to you? If that's what you're feeling, if that's what you're thinking. Remember I said self-awareness. Get really clear on why you believe it's not going to come for you. Because it's not enough time, because of this, because it's too much of a, large amount of money, whatever it is. And then reframe that. I am so grateful that money always comes to me exactly when I need it, and I always have more left over. That feels better than telling yourself, I don't know where I'm going to get this money from. Start to change how you feel through the journaling. Now, obviously I have to invite you guys, because it would not be right of me if I didn't. Tomorrow night, I'm running my journaling workshop, okay? And I'm going to be teaching you all. Now, my manifestation workshop is obviously, that's a game changer, right? There's no doubt about that. That is an absolute game changer if you want to start to manifest more money. But tomorrow night, I'm going to be teaching you the art of journaling. And you can journal around absolutely anything. And journaling has been probably the #1 key for me when it comes to money and how I've changed my money story. So in this workshop tomorrow night, I'm going to teach you how you can start to journal around money and the things that you need to start shifting and changing and saying to yourself on a daily basis, so that you can get into the energy of receiving, because that's what it's about. Why do you think there are people out there that have more money than you? It's not luck. They're not more worthy. They're in the energy of receiving more. That's it. That's the only difference. They're in the energy of receiving more than what you have. You need to get yourself to the same energy. And you do that through deep subconscious wiring and changing the beliefs that you have around money, right? So, I'm going to leave it there. If you want to jump on this journaling training tomorrow night to start drastically shifting how you feel, not just towards money, but everything in your life, I'm leaving the link to it right now. Oh, I just hit my foot with my water bottle. That didn't feel really good. All right, let me post it for you below right now. Any more questions before I jump off around money? Any more questions? This is an online training. It's happening 7:30 p.m. Australia Sydney time. There will be a recording if you can't watch it live. If you can watch it live, obviously you get to ask me questions live, which is pretty cool. There will be a recording. You get lifetime access to this training, and I'm going to leave the group open for 3 days after so that you can ask me questions if you've got any. All right? All right. Here to join. There we go. The link is in the comments. I'm just going to pin that. Right. Head to that link. Get yourself on the training. All right. You'll get added straight over into the group. I'm going to be talking about money. All right. I'm going to be sharing with you everything around journaling, because it's time that you guys get it. I probably up until now haven't felt like I could do this training, because you guys know me. I'm not going to teach something if I haven't mastered it or got it right myself. So probably up until now I haven't felt like I could do this training, but I honestly feel like I am so on fire with journaling that I'm shifting things so quickly. It's time for me to teach you guys, because I know there are so many questions around it. All right, so if you have any more money questions, by the way, leave them below. I'll come back and answer them. If you're watching the replay and you've got questions, feel free to leave them below. Please let me know. I want to know what you got out of this. What did this change for you? All right, what did this change for you? I want you to know that you are so worthy of money. It is not a bad thing. It never was a bad thing. We made it bad. We made it a bad thing, all right? We've got to start changing that now. Alright guys, sending you all lots of love. Thank you for joining me. I have loved doing this. I'm thinking I'm probably going to do some more training around it. This is just the beginning. I have so much more to say around money. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there. I will chat to you all soon. Bye.